Hello everyone, my name is Tolulope. I'm the creative director of Caramel's Fashion Hub and Millinery. I want to say welcome to my YouTube channel. If you are already a subscriber, thank you for sticking with me. If you are new to this channel, please kindly click on the subscribe button and tap the notification bell so that you get notified whenever we post any new videos. In today's class, I'm going to be showing you how to make a turban cap with a non-stretchy fabric. There are many ways to do a turban cap with a non-stretchy fabric, but this is one of the many ways I love to do my turban with a non-stretchy fabric. And for this tutorial, I'm going to be needing a non-stretchy fabric, and I'm using a satin doll face. You can use a taffeta, you can use any fabric of choice as long as it is non-stretchy. After my fabric, I'm also going to be needing my scissors, my needle and matching color of thread. I'll also be needing my tape measure. Of course, I'll be needing my tailor's chalk for marking out my measurements and a couple of office pins. So let's get started. So first, I'm going to be cutting out my fabric, and because it's a non-stretchy turban, I need to include or increase the measurement of the cap so that it can fit in perfectly. It's not like scuba that stretches, so I'm going to increase the width as well as the length of the turban. So for my head circumference, I'm using 25 inches. You can use 24 or even 26 inches if you want it to be bigger, but 25 is just perfect for me. And then the width of the turban, or rather, the depth of the turban is, I'm using 16 inches because my customer is going to be wearing a turban lift inside the turban. So I'm using 16 inches to have enough allowance. You can increase or reduce yours as you desire. Next, I have my band, and my band is 5 inches wide. You can actually reduce it to 4 inches if you want your band to be tinier. I like my band to be a bit wide, so 5 inches is okay for me by the head circumference, which is 25 inches. So next, I'm going to get my turban base with the right side facing me and the wrong side facing down. And then I'm going to take my band and fold it into two with the wrong sides facing each other. Fold it into two equal halves with the wrong side facing each other. Then I'm going to place the band on the edge of my turban base at the edge of the head circumference, and then I'm going to sew it down from the beginning to the end, just at the end by like a 1/4 inch, not too much inside. So I'm just going to take it to my sewing machine and sew that. Now I'm done sewing, and this is what it's supposed to look like after you sew. As you can see, I trimmed off some of the excess, but I didn't trim it too much because I'm going to be weaving the insides of that turban. I advise you do that for your customers to give your job a neat finishing. So I'm just going to be weaving that, so I just trimmed it a little bit. Next, I'm going to open it up. I'm just going to open my band up, and still with the right side facing me and the wrong side facing down, I'm going to fold my turban into two equal halves. I'm going to fold it into two like that to close up my turban cap. Now, making sure the tip are aligned, I'm going to sew a straight stitch down and then make a curve at that point, like 4 inches inward, and then I'm going to sew all the way down. I'm going to sew it up to there and make a 4-inch measurement and make a curve at that 4 inches mark, just to give my turban a curve at the back, and then I'm going to sew it down. That procedure is not really compulsory, but I just like to do it to give my turban a fine look. Next, I have my handles, and my handles are cut out. I'm going to be using this to tie my turban at the back. It's what is going to be used to adjust the turban to fit the head measurement of whoever is going to be wearing it. So for my handles, I have it cut out, and the measurement I'm using is 5 inches width by 12 inches length, 5 inches wide and 12 inches long. You can actually reduce yours to be 11 or 10 inches as you desire. 5 inches width by 12 inches length. And I'm going to be needing 2 pieces of that measurement for my handles. Now the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to fold each piece into 2 with the right sides facing each other, and then I'm going to sew it on the wrong side from the top down to the bottom. So I'm just going to sew it down. When I get towards the end of the handle, I'll just make a curve to make it have a belt-like shape. I don't want the handle to just be straight just like that. I want to give it some sort of stylishness. So to make that place stylish, I'm going to curve the edge a little bit inward. You can sew yours straight, doesn't really matter. I'll also do the very same thing to the second piece of fabric. So I've sewn my turban cap and it's ready. I've also sewn my handles. I'll set my handles aside, and then I'm going to trim my turban a little bit because I'm also going to be weaving the inside of that turban cap. So I'm just going to trim it a little, especially that curved side. So I'm just going to turn my turban cap inside out, and I'm going to set it aside. Now I'm going to take my handles, I'm going to turn them inside out. I already turned the first one, but I'm trying to push out every bit of the handle out. I don't want it to be swollen inside. That's why I'm using my scissors to push it out, and I'll do the same to the other one. All I'm doing here is just to trim the excess of the handle, because I don't want it swollen inside the turban. So I'm just trimming off the excess a little bit so I can have it flatter. So if you have access to power supply, you can actually iron the handles just to make it flat. You can as well iron your cap. I'll be doing that at the end of this class. So now I'm going to take my turban cap. You see that joining where I joined the turban cap? I'm going to measure 2 inches to the right and 2 inches to the left, and I'm going to mark. That's the point where I'm going to be attaching my handles. So now I'm going to take my handles. You see that part that is rough on the handle, not the part I closed, the tip where I turned it in. I'm going to push that place inside and then attach it to my turban cap with my sewing machine or my needle and thread. Please kindly follow me on Facebook at caramels_fashion_hub. Please also join our Facebook group at Caramels Millinery, all about art, turbans and fascinators. There you get to mingle with other milliners, ask your questions and post your practicals. Please also follow me on Instagram at caramels_fashion_hub.millinery. I look forward to hearing from you. So I'm also going to tuck the tip of the second handle in and then attach it to the 2 inches mark at the back of my turban cap. So I'm done attaching the handles. Now the essence of attaching the handle on top of the turban at the back is so that if someone with a small head wears the turban, they can tighten it at the back with the handles and then tie it. Or if someone with a bigger head wears it, they can just tighten it a little bit. So I'm going to take my needle and my matching color of thread, and I'm just going to do my running stitch. But with this running stitch, I'm not going to touch the band. I'll do my running stitch from above the band to the top of the turban cap, or from the top of the turban cap just stopping above the band. Please ensure you double your thread into about 4 places or 6 places so that your thread doesn't cut when your client is trying to wear the turban cap. So I'm just doing my in and out running stitch from the top of the turban down to just above the band of the turban cap. Then I'll knot the thread and cut off the excess. I'm trying not to tighten the turban too much so that my customer can have some allowance to put her hair in when she wears a turban cap. So once you're done, just knot the thread and cut off the excess thread. Please ensure you weave your cap before doing the running stitch. So here's the finished work of my turban cap with a non-stretchy fabric. I hope you've gotten value from this tutorial. I hope this class has been helpful. Please kindly leave your comments, leave your questions. I'll be glad to answer. If there's any design you would like me to teach or make a tutorial video on, please drop it in the comment section. I'll answer as soon as I can. I'll place the turban on the mannequin now so you can see what it looks like.